Welcome to the Inglorious Blasters podcast, the Star Wars Legion podcast talking anything and everything glorious or inglorious about the game. My name is Koray, and with me today is just Brendan. Just Brendan. How's it going, my dude?
I'll accept just Brendan. No, it's going pretty well.
You did just John dirty last episodes.
It's true. But, I never claimed to have such a popular name, so...
Right? How dare he say something so outlandish?
So outlandish.
That's right. Well, welcome to the show, everyone. John's out, so Brendan and I are going to chit-chat about a bunch of different stuff today. We got a load of topics.
Speculate wildly.
Yes. We're going to go over Atlantic City recap. We're going to do some RIP X-Wing and Armada. We're going to talk about Ministravaganza and speculate wildly. Escalation League games. And let's just see where it takes us from there. Stick around, should be a fun episode. Let's just get right into it. Brendan, you just ran Atlantic City Open. Was it great? I bet you it was great.
Yeah, it was pretty great. I had a lot of fun running it. Definitely a bit of a learning experience this year. So I ran two different tournaments. I ran a singles event and I ran the teams event. We ended up having 10 players in the singles, and we did 4 rounds on Saturday, and we ended up having 6 teams of 3 for the team event. Where most of the learning curve came in for me was using Longshanks for the first time for the teams event, because it has a built-in teams feature. And now it looks a little fortuitous that I used Longshanks because... in case people don't know, Game Uplink is going away. It's been acquired by Longshanks. So that's probably where a lot of tournaments will be run in the future. I mean, not all, because there's other software out there. But I will say, as a TO, I found it to be pretty good to use. There's still some things I need to figure out on the TO side of things. The main issue I ran into was the fact that I trusted the system a little too much running the event, because we had 6 teams and we were doing 5 rounds, which meant we could have had every team play every team. I trusted the system to do pairings and realized at the end of day 1 that because it was doing pairings in a Swiss style, there was no way on day 2 to make sure everybody played everybody, and we had a couple of repeat pairings as a result. So I don't know if it's because I messed up a setting on my end that should have allowed a more a not Swiss setting, so it could just do round robin, or if it's just I should have done the math in my head and realized, well, I should just manually do the pairings every round to guarantee it. So anybody in the future who wants to do a team event, I don't know if Longshanks has a round robin feature. If you run into a situation where it's the perfect number of teams and rounds, or you just might have to manually come up with the pairings to make sure you don't have any repeats. Those are just growing pains. Yeah. I'm happy to be the one to fall on that, so people have learned from my mistake. But by all accounts, everybody had a great time. And it seemed like everybody had a lot of fun using the tickets to bid, put their tickets in for random raffle pools for the random stuff from my basement. So...
Excellent.
There were definitely a few things that were hot ticket items, and people were very excited when they got them. I'm very happy that the person who ended up winning my giant Grogu pop, I mean, this thing is huge. It's if you look it up, it's a giant. Technically, it was still the child because it came out before he had a name, but it's. I mean, the box itself was like bigger than a console. I mean, it's huge. The person who ended up winning that was from the singles event, and it was the person who had also gotten last place in the singles event. It was their first tournament ever. So I'm very happy that...
cool. They got something awesome.
Yeah, kind of made his day. He got the really cool prize that was completely random. So
Sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody had a lot of fun. Some people, decided I'm all in with my tickets on one thing. That's all I care about winning. While other people spread their tickets around and went, oh, I don't see any tickets in that bag. I'm putting one ticket in there and guaranteeing myself a win.
Take the dub there.
Yeah, so I had 3 Kenner Black Series figures when they first came out, and only one person put a ticket in all 3, so that person got all 3 of them.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun. Overall, yeah, I think it was a great event. People had fun. It was a lot of fun seeing some of the crazy matchups that happened because of the team event. I'm not sure sometimes what strategy, if any, people were using to come up with the pairings. Whether it was, I think I've got a better matchup, or, ooh, this seems fun. Because there was one picture I took because, well, there were two different games. The one game ended up being double bus versus double bus. So that was a picture I had to take. And then at another point, because there were 2 tables next to each other, it was double bus versus single bus on 2 tables next to each other. So there were 6 buses across 2 tables.
That's a lot of bus.
It was a lot of bus. So yeah, it was a fun weekend. I think everybody had a great time. I'm going to give a big shout out to Dave, who helped me judge. He was very upset you weren't there, so he could make fun of you.
Yeah, I'm upset too.
Very, very upset. But yeah, I think overall it was great. I definitely want to try to play in a team event at some point, because that does seem fun, especially if you have those rules in place that you can't do the same faction. But yeah, I mean, definitely try a team event at some point. I heard from a lot of people that it was some of the most fun they've had playing Legion in a while, because it was just so different than just a singles tournament.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. Yeah, I was really excited to go out and try it, but unfortunately just life gets in the way sometimes. So
that it does.
Next time, right?
Yep.
I'm sure there'll be more.
Yeah, I've recently saw in the Legion Discord the announcement of another team tournament in October in Massachusetts at a campground, which looks kind of fun. So
is that ATC, the American?
No, this one's being put on by the Wicked Dicey guys.
Ooh.
Let's see. It is this is why the internet exists. The Wicked Legion Retreat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is literally at a campground, and the ticket price for the team also covers staying at the event as well as all the meals every day.
Oh man, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hang out with some buds.
Yeah, at a campground.
Campground.
For a
when you go lose, just go hang out with nature.
Yeah, and it's a 5-round tournament.
Yeah.
You've got the night paid for Friday and Saturday, at least from what I remember reading. And so then you just leave on Sunday after the games, I guess. So
sweet.
I'm kind of trying to figure out if I can make it work, because it sounds like a lot of fun, but it's also like a 6 or 7 hour drive depending on traffic. So
yeah, it's quite a ways away. Yeah, so, nice.
Gotta see if I can earn enough brownie points from the misses to make that one work.
Never enough brownie points. Let's just put it that way. Never enough. You got to keep racking them up.
Yep.
Anything else you want to talk about with Atlantic City?
No, I think I covered all the main stuff. I wish I had more to say, but when you run it, you don't really get to have much more to say than, hey, this is what happened as I ran it.
That's fair.
So I will say there was one fun question that came up during the tournament that luckily the answer I ended up giving turned out to be the correct answer, because I had to ask it on the forum. So it was the question: if you decide to have clone commandos as your rapid reinforcements option, which personally, in my opinion, you should never do. But if you decide to do
right.
it, what happens to their complete the mission token? And the answer is it doesn't go on the table because you
don't get it.
Yeah, it only goes down when they are deployed during the deploy unit step, and rapid reinforcements is a placement and not the deploy unit step, so it doesn't exist.
Right. Nice. Okay. Well, there's one thing the commandos are bad at.
Yeah, rapid reinforcements.
Yeah.
Got him. Finally.
Finally.
They're also bad at melee, but you know.
Oh, fine, fair.
I mean, they're not bad at it, but they're more susceptible to die.
Right, they're susceptible to dice roll. Yeah. Rather than Katarn just saving their butts every time.
Right.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Glad to hear it went well. All right, well, let's move on to slightly sad news. AMG announced X-Wing and Armada has the development for it has ended, and then production for it has ended as well. I believe I got that wording right without looking at it. But either way, I used to play X-Wing a lot when it first came out. So like that's kind of like the first minis game I kind of played. I think that's the story for a lot of people. Really cool pre-painted like figures. It's Star Wars. You got to do fun star battles, like dog fights. It was really cool. Very fun system. Sad to see it go, but you know what? Like, I went to my local game night last night, and you know, people are still playing X-Wing. They're still just hanging out, having a good time, and I don't think they're too frustrated by it. I mean, like, they kind of like, you know, they're just playing the game they like and that they've invested in. So I'm sure people will continue the game.
People
afterwards
will continue to play. I mean, my local store definitely has a decent Armada community. So, and they still like to play. I mean, both games are very fun. So the rules exist. There's no reason to stop playing them if you enjoy them.
Right. Exactly. Either way, also, I think Legion's in a really, really good spot to like throw a slight tangent. If people are worried about the future of Legion, I don't think you should be. There's tons of stuff coming down the pipeline. This is a very profitable game in terms of like what the most popular miniatures games are. Like there are like lists out there that like Legion's like within the top 5. Like most well-selling like miniatures line, and I mean it's just like it's usually like Games Workshop, but then like Legion's like right there, like right behind Games Workshop. So no need to cause any alarm or panic bells there.
Yeah, I mean, AMG's been making the rounds, doing interviews on other podcasts. They keep reiterating the fact that they've got a 5+ year plan for Legion. So
yep.
I was just listening to a interview on another podcast, and you know they're talking about things they've got planned, and then they have to pivot because LFL says, "Well, we want you to kind of push this because, well, we can't tell you." So I mean, they have things in development for longer than it takes for Lucasfilm to produce a show or a movie. I mean, think about it. Like movies and TV shows can go from idea to us seeing it in about 2 years, where some of these minis have, you know, it's 5-year plan because they have to come up with the idea for a couple years, then they have to work on the production side of it and then shipping it. So timing is weird.
It is. Good thing I'm not in charge of that.
No, I'll just be happy when I have it in my hands.
Yeah. Just give it to me so I can paint it already. Whatever's coming down the pipeline. But I mean, I think we could just roll into like Ministravaganza because like there's lots of good stuff to talk about in regards to Legion. So we can speculate wildly. They released some panel names and descriptions for some Legion events, right? So Ministravaganza has like all the different games in AMG's lineup, but we're mainly going to talk about obviously Legion. So Brendan, do you want to like run through the list?
Yep,
coming up.
I'll run through the list and read the description they have for each thing. Also, I do want to let you know if you're in our Discord, I did put in our Legion news channel the names of each of the Legion panels, and I have it showing the date and time in your local time zone. So you don't have to guess when it will be. You can just see, because I'm going to read everything in Pacific time, because that's what AMG shared it as, because that's where they're located. So
Right, but you should join our Discord anyway. So go ahead and do that. The link is in the show notes.
Yeah, and then you don't have to, convert time zones.
No one wants to do that.
It was hard enough for me just thinking, I just have to add 3 to whatever the time is, because I'm on the East Coast, and it was still too hard sometimes. I don't know. Maybe I was just tired when I was putting it together.
Math is difficult.
So Ministravaganza is going to be Thursday, July 18th through Saturday, July 20th. The first Legion thing they have is at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. No, sorry, I'm reading this wrong. Hold on.
Oh, no, already?
No, already. That was Shatterpoint. I just read Star Wars. Too much Star Wars. All right. 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. Star Wars Legion War Table, New Battle Orders. The description of this is: join our development team and they discuss the thought process behind some of our upcoming plans for Star Wars Legion. Very, very vague. But again, as I was saying, AMG's been making the rounds on some other podcasts, hyping up Legion. And one I was listening to, they said, this is the one you don't want to miss if you care about Legion.
Yep. Sounds like something big is going to happen. And just from the title alone, it just sounds like, to me, I have zero knowledge, but it just sounds like we're going to get some new objectives or turn 0 cards, maybe. I don't know. Battle orders, maybe. We're getting crazy amount of new command cards. I have no idea.
I know other podcasts have been speculating maybe it's a 2.0. I don't know. It could be a whole, like new rebalancing. Maybe it's not so much as, hey, we're shifting how the game works, and more of a, we're bringing some of the older units up to match the newer releases. That could really shift the game. And I think
for sure,
without changing how the game works, really be the equivalent of a 2.0.
I would love a whole overhaul of like the older models and units.
Yeah.
For sure. That would definitely help them out.
No idea what it is. We're speculating wildly.
That's what we do here.
Wild speculation with absolutely no reason for anything that we're saying. And that is literally the only thing on Thursday for Legion.
Cool. Then tune out.
Yeah. The next day, Friday, July 19th, we start bright and early at 9 a.m. Pacific with the Star Wars Legion roadmap. Learn what we have planned for Star Wars Legion and see our estimated timeline for when products are coming to your local game store. My hope and prayer is that it doesn't repeat anything we saw at Adepticon, and it tells us things that are beyond what they've already shared at Adepticon.
How long was Adepticon ago?
That was in March.
Okay. Like 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, and they basically told us the things through Q1 of 2025.
They might elaborate more on it, and they might give like more info, like, hey, like this is what this unit does. I don't know. Maybe.
They might give some spoilers on those, but I'm hoping they also did tell us a little bit more from beyond.
Right. I mean, it's crazy that they're going to talk about the roadmap again. Like, all I'm saying is like, that's pretty crazy. Like twice in 1 year.
Look, my hope is at Adepticon, they left out some things that are in the timeline that they already shared.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like, hey, we told you about Riot Troopers, but you know who we didn't tell you about dropping at the same time?
The battle force that has Riot Troopers.
Right. No, I mean, whatever it happens to be.
One. No, that's what I'm hoping for. Like, just like, hey, like, that'd be cool if we got a roadmap for like battle forces as well. That'd be fun.
That would be cool.
I don't know. I just want more battle forces. I think they're cool.
Battle forces are fun. All right. Then the next one, that is Legion is at 5 p.m. Pacific. Nope, sorry, I'm wrong. 10 a.m. Pacific. Man, there's just too much to read here. It's the Battle Colors Imperial Enforcement. Dallas takes his brush to the Imperial Riot Control Squad. So we'll be seeing the models. They'll be painting them. Usually they spoil a little bit during those paint streams during Ministravaganza. It's not always guaranteed, but there's a chance they share something.
Yep.
And then later that day at 5 p.m. is Battle Colors Outer Rim Battles. It's been a long time coming, and we are so excited to bring new terrain to the Star Wars Legion. Join Dallas as he tackles it. So we'll see the new terrain set they teased at Adepticon. The picture they showed at Adepticon was 2 little pieces, and they said, no. This is just some of the terrain in this box. So
I'm excited by this one.
Yeah.
This one, more official Legion terrain that's hopefully not just one big centerpiece. Yeah. I think that's going to be a win. Just smaller crates and some other stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it is. Exactly.
Yeah, I think I remember at Adepticon they said it was some modular walls and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, that was walls. Yeah.
Maybe I'm a building. Who knows? It'd be nice to see some more. Especially if they make it have at least one feature that I really like from the Shatterpoint terrain, which is little animals hidden on the terrain.
Is it really?
I want that to be in this, but
no, I'm saying there's little Easter eggs, I'll call it, or
I think one of the pieces of terrain's got a loath cat. Another one's got the Morai bird. I think I heard that another one's.
Is that in the expansion boxes?
Maybe.
No,
the original
boxes?
Terrain box.
Really?
Has some stuff. And then I think I heard another one's got a Womp Rat on it. So.
You know what? I mean, I didn't put mine together, so that's probably why.
I didn't buy it, so I'm just going off of what I've seen pictures of.
Cool.
What I'm hearing. But yeah, I'd throw some animals on it. That would be cool for me.
That'd be fun.
And that is the Friday streams. And then on Saturday, the first one we have is at 12:30 p.m., the Legion War Table Theaters of War. From special ops to new ways to engage in full-scale battle, join us for a look at some of the newest experiences being added to Star Wars Legion.
So, this one's got me even more curious than that first one on
Speculate
Friday.
Wildly.
Yeah. This could be any number of things, honestly.
I'm
hoping it's a different way, or maybe updated rules on grand battles, because Grand Battle's 1,600 points, and they kind of removed that from the rulebook, I think. In the latest one, I don't remember.
I don't know,
because I know you could play the old FFG one,
yeah.
But I don't think I've seen any rules regarding the grand battle in the other one. In the official AMG rules.
This might also be the stream where they talk about new battle forces, because new ways to engage in full-scale battle, that sounds like battle forces to me.
That sounds like battle force, yeah.
But at the same time, Theaters of War, I think of two things. It's new ways to play the game, because, they also threw Spec Ops in there, and that was the whole idea, a new way to play with your minis. Also, I only know of one character who says that, and that's Thrawn. So I'm speculating wildly. We're getting some Thrawn news.
What does Thrawn say?
We finally meet in this theater of war.
Okay.
They could just be pulling that because it works perfectly, but it's a Thrawn quote. You just don't go throwing Thrawn quotes places. All right? Unless you want a lot of angry nerds.
You don't want any of that, no.
So they better be telling us about Thrawn.
Super cunning. Here I come.
Exactly.
This one I think I'm looking forward to even more than the other one on Friday, but I don't know. Either way, it's exciting to be a Legion player, because look at all this news that we're getting. This is crazy.
Yeah. But wait, there's more.
Whoa.
And later that day, at 4 p.m., is the Battle Colors Undercover Agents. The upcoming Rebel sleeper cell is coming out of hiding and hopping onto Dallas's hobby table.
Hooray.
That's all the
More
specifically.
painting.
Yeah, that's all the specifically Legion stuff. There's also some cool looking not Legion ones that they might end up talking a little bit of Legion in, like the 5 years of development retrospective, and there was the 5-year visual design retrospective. If you're more interested in the design aspects of their games, they're probably going to touch on all the game systems. But those could be cool to listen in if you are into those.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds exciting. Awesome. Well, yeah. If any of the listeners have any thoughts or want to speculate wildly with us, you should definitely do so on our Discord. Come join us. Wild. It's be wild up in there. And then while you're at it, show me a picture of your pet.
I haven't done that in a while. You know what? I'm going to share one right now.
I need to send a picture of my pet.
Now, people, once I share this picture, can time when we were recording.
Timestamp it. There you go.
Timestamping. Let's see. Where's the channel? Hold on. There. Nope. Oh, that one. Pet pics. All right. Select more photos. I recently had to take a lot of pictures of my cat. Oh, which one? This one with the condescending look because he's looking down on me from on high from a piece of furniture. There we go.
Yes, that's the one.
All right, it is sent.
Live reaction. That's Brendan's cat, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a condescending look. Yeah. I love it. Anyways, come join us on the Discord. It's a lot of fun. Cool. So that was Ministravaganza. We're gonna move on over to Escalation League. Brendan, I heard you played a game.
I did. I played a whole game. But with this Escalation League, round 1 is skirmish, and not just skirmish where it's only 400 points.
Right, so your game is over in like 30 minutes.
I mean, we took about an hour, but we had an hour and a half to play. So I ended up playing against Jason, who I have played in bigger games of Legion. Most recently, I think we played at PAX, and I was sadly murdered because I misplayed my Vader, and his pikes decided murder.
Oh yeah, they hurt.
Yeah. So he was playing a 6-act Geonosian list. 395 points with Poggle, Sunfac with Seize the Initiative, 2 Geonosians with the extra guy, a Naked Geonosian, and a Super Battle Droid B2 with the extra guy. So that was
solid.
A lot looking at me at the other side of the table. Compared to my 5 acts, which was the Imperial Officer with Improvised Orders, 2 Naked Snowtroopers, and then 7th Sister with Force Push into the Fray and Inquisitorious Training, and 5th Brother with Force Push, Inquisitorious Training, and Tenacity.
You evil man. That's just not even fair, I think.
No.
No.
And let me tell you, that was a lot of fun. So for our game,
I think you even broke the rule then. Wait, no, hold on. No, you're right. Never mind. Because 5th Brother and 7th Sister, they have the
rule that lets you take the second one. No, I'm a consular, sir.
Never mind. Fine. Sorry. You're right. Okay. No problem. All is well. So we ended up playing War Weary, Battle Lines, and Elimination. And for those who aren't aware of what Elimination is, it's basically kill things, get points, and if it happens to be a commander or an operative, get extra points. And so it was basically a game of my officer and my Snows stayed back, and my Inquisitors ran at him. That makes sense.
Yeah. I ended up killing Poggle, Sunfac, and 2 of his Geonosian squads. for a total of 6 points.
Right.
And I lost both of my snowtroopers and fifth brother. So he scored 4 points.
Okay. There you go. Solid.
Yeah. It was fun. I will say, this was my first time playing with the Inquisitors. So I figured this would be a good way to see what they're capable of, in a small environment where they actually shine, because the rest of my army wasn't anything amazing. However, my snowtroopers, I don't know what it was. They knew how to hit with those 4 white dice. It was ridiculous.
They're nasty.
It was just like, all right, well, I'll take a pot shot with my 4 white dice into your light cover. Oh,
5 crits.
3 hits.
Nice.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. And his Geonosians were painted amazing. I was very jealous because mine are still, gray plastic. I haven't even primed them yet.
Same. I'm still building mine.
It was also fun because I got to play against the Geonosians for the first time. So I was just happy he didn't have some heavy weapons and stuff on them, so they weren't the scariest thing in the world. But I will say, I really like sister a lot more than brother. Jump and native charge, amazing.
I think there's a couple of schools of thought I had there. It's like you can either run her alone, or if you have brother, you got to use, in my opinion, use brother as a token battery.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the strategies I've had. Is brother actually just sits back with barrier.
That same, yeah.
And then I've got just an officer that I put portable scanner on, and so it could just give both tokens to brother.
Yeah, and then
give both tokens
you
to
can
sister.
you can even go farther and put offensive defensive stance and just go nuts with because that works double. It works the same.
Yeah.
So it's stupid.
That's not a bad idea. I hadn't thought of that one.
Yeah, literally, this is one of my game plans, and it worked fairly well. Where your fifth brother sits all the way in the back behind a line of sight blocker near the middle of the board if you can, right, to influence whatever center objective later on. And then he just barriers your army, and then he gives tokens out to the sister, and just gives out all of the dodges. And then sister just says hey, I'm gonna go do something dumb and run out in the middle, but I have however many dodges she wants, 4. It's good luck.
Right.
It seems fun and good. I haven't explored it anymore, but it's just fun.
No, I think that they're very fun. Now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for the next round. I've got 2.5 weeks left to get a game in, and we're moving up to 500 point skirmish. So
moving on up.
I don't know if I want to try another Empire list or if I want to go crazy and go with another faction.
Oh, are you allowed to switch in your escalation league?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So, keep people guessing. I don't know. The only thing people don't have to guess is it's not going to be Rebels or Shadow Collective because they're not painted.
Oh, dang.
And you get
just play a different list every time, and you'll do a Battle Force or something.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
either way, awesome.
No, it was a lot of fun. So I've been toying around with some different list ideas. Don't know if I'm going to go right now. I'm flip flopping between Empire and Separatists because red lightsabers.
Red is the best color.
That's true.
It's the best color. Nice. Well, while Brendan was playing Escalation League, I got a couple games playing Fury Road. I played some of my locals. I played the first game I played with Maul and 1 bus and 3 Black Sun and 3 swoops, and that was fun. That was a lot of fun. But then I switched to Ollie's list from Worlds. That list just slaps. It's so good.
Say what?
Yeah, I know, right? Say what? Who knew? I haven't played a speeder bike in a while, so I was let me play swoops, and I haven't played swoops. Swoops are disgusting. 65 points is a bargain. You can hide them behind the bus as like, to get in if the table's not great. And they just mop up whatever like the Black Suns don't shoot. It's so good. And it's pretty easy to get 10, basically throwing 10 dice, so 4 from the pistols and then 3 and 3 from the 2 overruns. That works more consistent than you think. Once you're in range, it's really good.
Yeah, if I've learned anything recently, also just kind of watching some games at ACO, overrun is not to be underestimated.
No, overrun's super good. So I think when I eventually get my Geonosians painted, I don't know if it's any good, but I at least want to try like Sunfuck and at least 2 Spear Boys because they have overrun. Mm-hmm. And I think his 1 command card like grants a free move, and I think you could proc overrun with that because I think it's just a move.
It depends on if it's I don't know how I gotta brush up on the overrun rules.
How about you look up that card while I continue about this game?
Yeah.
We'll get back to that. But anyways, I played against one of my locals, Chris. And yeah, this was the Ollie list, right? And he was playing Ewoks. He was playing Ewok spam. It was like 12 activations. He had Chewie, Han, and like a bunch of skirmishers and a couple of the throwers, the rock throwers. So we played. I was blue. Luckily, he only had a 3-point bid. And then we were playing hemmed in, key positions, and I think clear. So that one didn't matter. And we basically ended up playing a skirmish game. We put, obviously, the KP in the center, and then the 2 right next to each other, effectively right next to each other. They were like slightly range 1 apart. So we played a skirmish game. It was funny. It was fun. It was bloody. The medics on the bus are like really, really nice. Like, holy cow. Like an Ewok would charge into a Black Sun and like, let's say kill. Yeah, he charged in, he killed 3 because I flubbed a roll pretty bad. Oh, because he pierced 1. That's right. And I was luckily, I had the medics available. So I was like, okay, medic 1 back and medic 1 back. The medic buses did a lot of work. It was crazy good. And then, man, Black Sun just hit way too hard. Like, you just deliver them anywhere. And especially if you're literally playing a skirmish size map, Black Sun are like gross. They just blow stuff up whenever they just point at something.
Yeah.
And then I've noticed something with the swoops that my brain relates dice rolls in a weird way. So when I think of like the overrun attack, I think of like a shore mortar attack because it surges. It doesn't surge to crit, but like you're still getting the hits through because there's no cover to be worrying about. So the white dice remind me of a shore mortar, and like if I have an aim, I'm saving my aim for like the overrun attack. So usually I get 2, if not 3 on it, like fairly consistently. I'm sure it was just like my lucky dice at the time, but like it felt really good. Overrun's crazy. Brendan, did we figure out overrun yet?
Yes. So yes, Sunfax card does give them a free jump 3 move. However, overrun, the keyword itself, says a unit may make X overrun attacks during its activation. So
during its activation. Oh,
yeah.
Dang. Okay. No free overruns. Okay, good to know. And then that list idea will forever be removed from my head for now.
I mean, you could still technically do 6 Geonosians and have 6 overrun.
I'm still gonna do it, but I'm just saying that list would be something if Sunfuck actually granted that.
Yes.
Like if that were to proc, but oh well, that's all right. Now it's just a fun list.
No free overrun attacks. Sorry.
Yeah, dang. They only have overrun 1. They can only do it once. They can overrun and then attack with all their dice. What do they throw? Throw black into melee?
Black into melee.
That's pretty solid. Yeah, that's a lot of unexplored territory. Just like a spear spam for Geonosians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But either way, yeah. I think you got anything else you want to chat about? I know we're actually kind of early today, but
we clearly didn't speculate wildly enough.
No, we didn't. All right. Fine. How about this? What's one unit that you want to see come out of Mini Extravaganza? Like a preview or something?
I mean, obviously Thrawn.
Besides Thrawn. How about besides Thrawn?
So I was actually having a crazy idea today. And it was along the lines of, to preface, I'm very excited for the Riot Troopers when they come out.
Oh, same. I love shields.
I've always been a big fan of a bit of a melee skew in the Empire. You know, I loved running dewbacks. I love running lightsabers. I mean, last year at Nova, I made the poor decision to run 2 IRG.
Yes.
I put Darks in the lat with a Myrtleizer. I mean, I like melee. You're giving me the option to run 6 melee units as my core. I'm gonna go nuts. However, it made me go, you know what I really want right now? I want the Imperial troop transport as seen in The Mandalorian and in Rebels. It's basically the Empire version of the bus.
Yes.
I want a transport that I can also use as a line of sight blocker to move my melee army up.
What? The Gav is not good enough?
The Gav doesn't do enough blocking a line of sight.
No.
It's not a closed transport. So anything in it can still just be shot. I want a closed transport on the ground that's line of sight blocking like a box. Bonus points if the Empire actually gets a medic on it too. Because I would love to have an infinite medic.
That would be sweet. Oh, man.
Because
that would be a lot of fun.
It would be so much fun having 1 or 2 of those things as line of sight blockers while you have 6 riot troopers running up the table.
Yeah, I would stop all my painting projects and just go do that.
100%. It would be so much fun. Realistically, though, because I don't see that happening anytime soon. I mean, they're going to say, well, you've got the Gav, you've got the LAT, you don't need another transport right now. I would love to see one of the 2 following units. One being Purge Troopers. I think they'd be awesome to add with Inquisitors.
Yeah,
it would just be fun, especially for all of us who enjoy, hunting down Jedi, as the traitors to the Empire that they are. And the other one...
Laying it on thick today.
Oh, yeah. And also, I would love to see the Imperial Super Commandos. I would love to see a unit that isn't a bounty hunter and isn't just Seven Sister with jump in the Empire.
That's fair. Makes sense. Ah, man, there's just... You bring up a lot of good ones.
I know. Always the Empire, though. I got ideas for other factions.
What comes to mind is we had a local who's he's a local to the store, but he's very new to Legion. Like literally the other night he just bought into the game, and he bought into Shadow Collective. And he came up to me, he's like, how many Mandalorians can I run? And I was like, well, in Shadow Collective you can run the most. And he goes, okay, that's the faction I'm buying. So he's like, I can't get any more. I have to run like pikes. I'm like, yeah, unfortunately for the time being. So that would be cool if what I want to speculate wildly about is, again, I'm the Battle Force guy. Just show me different ways. So I don't know, just do a whole Mando Force. Just just maybe like a core group of Mandos. Maybe their saves are worse. Maybe they're like foundlings. I don't know. Something where they're worse. Like you could just I don't know. You can even borrow models from the Rebel lineup too, and you could say like, hey, use these models, or you could say they have these stats instead. I don't know. There's lots of different different ways they can go about it.
I think before that happens, I'd like to see, it could be a combo box, but a Night Owl / Death Watch box.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what I'm getting at.
Right. Because Death Watch, you could throw in with the Separatists as a mercenary faction, which would be awesome. The Night Owls could technically go to both the Rebels and the Republic. It would then open up a Siege of Mandalore battle force.
All right, you ready? You ready for this? I'm gonna help them sell this. You ready? You know how there's starter sets? Well, you could literally just do the Night Owls versus like the or whatever the two factions are called. You already said them, and I already forgot them.
Night Owls and Death Watch.
Night Owls and Death Watch. You can make that like a starter box or something like that, and then like, you could play them in XYZ factions, and then you could pit them against one another.
Yeah,
that sounds
sweet.
Fun.
Yeah,
that sounds fun.
Honestly, the Ghost Crew, styled after the same way they made the Bad Batch, would be amazing.
Yes,
just all of them as a unit. Baze and Chirrut for the Rebels would be awesome.
I think, man, if they ever do a Rogue One battle force, they have to have them.
They have to.
They have to. I think they're just waiting for that.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to announce them and then go, and here's a battle force.
Right. I have hope for Rogue One extra units because they dug into the Han Solo movie for range troopers. So, like, why not dig a little bit further back to Rogue One?
Because we've already got shore troopers.
Yeah, but like, just...
And mortars that were never actually in the movie. Those were made up for the game. So
that's fine. We needed them.
I know.
Were the MK2s a real thing?
Technically,
for the Rebel side? Technically? Okay.
Yeah, they were little small emplacement guns put in the trenches.
Okay.
You kind of see them setting those things up in the trenches. You never actually saw them like standing like they do on the model, but...
Right. Normally they're mounted against like a trench. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, think like a World War II machine gun in a trench. That's basically what it was.
Right. Star Wars is just World War II, but in space and land.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
With lasers.
Right.
That don't shoot as fast as any bullets.
No, they go slower. It makes no sense, but we love it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. There's so many options, especially as they slowly release some more units. My still go-to would be, I would love to see a battle force for, let's call it Lothal Occupation, where you get a new kind of lat. I just want a lat that has the option to be open and closed.
Right, that'd be cool.
That would be really fun.
Yeah. Make it cheaper.
Yeah. Something. I don't know. I want the lat to get a little love somewhere to make it better. But I think having a unique lat that has the option to have your unit shoot out of it would be really cool.
That'd be fun.
Think of how many possible more open shots you could get if you're shooting out of a lat. Especially if you limit it to only shooting out the sides.
Because the silhouette starts from the bottom of the physical model.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would get actually more shots. That would make it tempting to play, actually.
Yeah, but have it limited so you can only shoot out the side arcs, because that's where the doors are open.
I mean, I'm for it.
I think it's an amazing
Sure,
idea.
like, just give us the fun stuff. I mean, they gave the Fluttercraft a good treatment.
The Fluttercraft rework was amazing for the Wookiee Defender Battle Force. Jury is pretty far out there on the Snail Tanks rework for the experimental droids.
I mean, the Brits swear by it. I don't know. Who knows?
It can't use the special stuff.
No. I mean, they use it as a line of sight blocker. It's hard to kill because you definitely have the repair for it. It's got nimble. Yeah, I mean, I see the benefit. It's just, I don't know.
It's definitely a unique vehicle in the grand scheme of things. No, I just heard a firework. It's too early. The 4th's not till next week.
Batten down the hatches over there.
Oh, I hate it. I mean, this is still better than 2020, where it was literally just fireworks from Memorial Day to Labor Day every day in my neighborhood. I hated it.
That's
the worst.
Does not sound fun. Oh boy!
I'm not a fan of fireworks outside of a planned fireworks event.
How are your pets with fireworks?
My cat doesn't seem to mind.
Gotcha. I think it's a dog thing, honestly. If I had to pin it,
I think it also depends on if it's just a one-off or it's going crazy.
Or if it's multiple. That's true. Yeah.
I don't know. My cat hasn't seemed to do much freaking out over fireworks.
Gotcha. My dog hates fireworks.
Oh yeah, as one should.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've been rambling too much if we're talking about fireworks on a Star Wars podcast. So, Brendan, you got anything else before we head on out?
I mean, there's always more to talk about with Star Wars. But if I want to put my money on the least likely thing we're going to see, because that would be fun. Least likely to ever see in the game.
Go ahead. Yep.
As much as I want to see it, I don't think we'll ever see this. But I would love to see characters on animals. Like
Luke, kind of like cavalry?
Yes. Like Luke or Han being able to ride a Tauntaun.
I don't think we'll see that either, even though I want it.
Right?
I know the Lord of the Rings game has it.
Lord of the Rings has it, and they've got a beautiful system for it because you can, kill the horse and still have the character.
Which is neat.
I don't see it happening in Legion as much as it would be awesome. In the similar way that, Chewie is in an ATST, but you can't have the option to have Chewie duck out of the ATST to hide him
blowing up.
Right. Like in, I don't know if it changed in future versions of X-Wing, but Bosk in the Houndstooth, he had the option to duck out with a Z-95 out of his ship.
Yeah,
and then you'd have the Z-95 flying around. So, I mean, there's precedent for it in Star Wars games, obviously, with that as an example. But it would be a cool little feature to have in the game. Definitely add some variety. Like, how do you... I couldn't imagine how the design space would work for it.
There's only a couple things that pop in my head. So it's like Obi-Wan and Grievous riding those machines, whatever they're called at the end of the third movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Obi-Wan was riding the giant lizard, and
that's what right.
Grievous was riding the giant hamster wheel.
Right. So I'm thinking about that, and then like you said, Luke and Han riding Tauntauns, but is there anything?
There is.
Oh, I mean. Yeah, so no, you're right. They ride Anakin and Padme ride stuff in Attack of the Clones.
But
I know there's tons of examples, but you know what I'm getting at.
I know what you're getting at.
It would be a select few characters. I really don't want to see always burst of speed Luke coming at my face.
This is what I want. There was a comic called Vader Dark Visions. Vader on a horse with a shield.
No. Oh man. You're gonna make me curse on this. What am I looking at? So I know this is audio, but basically it's Vader riding a horse with a shield, and this horse is very dark with horns.
It's an alien horse. It's got 6 legs or whatever, and the shield is from some blown up Imperial ship or whatever. The comic was basically from the perspective of people who ended up getting saved by Vader because he was just out doing Vader-y things, but they saw him as a savior. And he ended up riding on this horse, and he's got a shield with his lightsaber. I mean, it was just so much fun.
It's ridiculous. It was insane.
If people want to know what I'm looking at again, it's a comic called Vader Dark Visions. Just look at the cover art. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think just the cover art alone is worth a look. I wonder if anyone 3D makers made that yet.
I don't
think so.
Seen one, but I also haven't looked. to the Etsy. Let's see.
Vader on horse.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you gotta search for, right?
Look, if you want to make any character cool, you just add a horse. I know this is off topic, but like with Street Fighter 6, they reworked Bison and he doesn't know who he is anymore. And he now rides in on a horse. And it's like the coolest thing ever. So Vader on a horse, I'm down for it. I am down for this.
No, I'm not seeing one after a cursory look.
After
here.
a quick Etsy? Okay.
Yeah, quick Etsy. I'm not seeing it. If people can find one, please let me know, because I will definitely ask Koray to make that for me.
Yep, I will print one for you and then 7 for me.
Bonus points if I can get some extra do-back bases and just have them be my do-backs.
Yeah, that's basically what it should be. It's just a do-back. I have a cool 3D print of a Royal Guard on a do-back, which is pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, I think that's a good point to stop. Appreciate everyone listening.
We're talking about Vader on a horse. Why would we stop now?
Why would we stop? I don't know. Because I said so. We are the Inglorious Blasters. My name's Koray.
I'm Brendan. I will continue to find ridiculous things in Star Wars that we should have.
Stay glorious, everyone.